To me, there's no question that video games are the best form of entertainment. And to clarify, I mean entertainment. I don't want any of you in the comments razzing me about how they aren't educational or that they're a waste of time. Because when I say entertainment, I mean the things we do to bring ourselves happiness and escape from our daily lives. If we look at traditional forms of entertainment, we think of movies, TV shows, books, board games, sports, and countless others. But I'm here to make the argument that video games are the best form of entertainment. Now before I go on, if you enjoy this video or any of the other content I create, it would mean a lot to me if you show support in any way you can. A like, comment, or subscribe is free, and it goes a long way in a channel's success on YouTube.
Start the game already!
Video games give us the autonomy over our experience and let us interact and shape the world we are being entertained by. The scope of this is so wide that it can appeal to players who want a streamlined experience that is driven by a story, to players who want complete creative freedom that crafting games like Minecraft bring. If we compare this to other forms of entertainment, we see how apparent this is. We can't influence or be a part of a book or movie. We can affect a board game or a preferred sport, but not to the level we can in a video game. Now just think to yourself about the most control you have ever felt over a game. Funny enough for me, I think of what Fortnite has done with their creative mode. They gave the average person the ability to shape and develop their own game types within the game they love. But other examples include the modding community and the incredible things they've done for countless games, or engines that have been developed for easy to understand software that people like us can use to create our own worlds. Video games are also extremely social, and COVID made that more clear than ever. When we were all isolated and couldn't go to the movies or sporting events, or honestly anything, we had to resort to the online world, and it was how I stayed in touch with my brothers and friends. I have also met countless friends online who I would have never had the opportunity to meet otherwise. But not only that, the memories and joy I gained from growing up doing LAN parties of Age of Empires, countless fun nights fighting my friends in Super Smash Bros., or those dark days in middle school when all my friends and I could think about was hopping on Xbox Live after school to play some Call of Duty. To add on to how unique video games are in the entertainment world, they're incredibly cheap. Let's say on average you spend $10 to go see a 2-hour movie. For that same $10, you can buy a game on Steam, like Age of Empires 2, and put over 300 hours into it like me. Most of the time you can buy a game once and own it forever. Plus there are games I've spent thousands of hours on like Apex and League of Legends that are free to play. And for how cheap they are, the immersion I experienced in Red Dead Redemption for $60 is unparalleled to any form of entertainment I've ever experienced. The feeling of smoothly transitioning from an open world to a story where I still have control over the outcomes made me feel like I was inside of the game. When I play Apex, I swear I feel like a superhuman soldier who's really in combat. And we are only getting closer and closer to virtual reality games that are more accessible and appealing. Now this leads to the more controversial part of video games, the sense of fulfillment, growth, and achievement you get from getting good at a game. On one hand, I see the argument for how the time we spend honing our skills in a game could be used in real life, but on the other hand, I've always seen life as a balancing act where things need to be done in moderation. No matter what form of entertainment you consume, you can always make the argument that you could be spending that time doing something more productive. I see a world of possibility, where gaming skills are actually useful for personal growth. As I mentioned before, the social aspect of video games makes it easier for people to connect. There are also VR games designed around exercising, and I don't know of a game designed for this, but there could even be a virtual game designed around mental health where you practice meditating in the Himalayan mountains while sitting in a rundown apartment in a major city. Now maybe that's not healthy, but you get my point. Other examples include real-time strategy games that develop your critical thinking skills, or simulators that train pilots, surgeons, and other at-high-risk professions. Now I'm going to assume if you are watching this video, you have heard or at least thought about how advanced video games will become. If we just look back to the 32-bit games of the past, compared to the massive open-world games of today, it's insane the amount of progress that's been made in a relatively short amount of time. The possibilities are honestly unimaginable. But if we do look towards what's been imagined already, we have stories like Ender's Game or the Striking Vipers episode of Black Mirror. Now those may both seem like darker examples, but my point is that they could eventually become a second reality where we have the ability to live out our wildest dreams. Now there's definitely a philosophical discussion to be had about what that means for humanity, but that'll have to be for another video. If you do want to see that video made, leave me a comment and I'll definitely consider it for my next project. Also make sure to subscribe so you can see it if it does get made. Now, this whole video isn't to say that in-person forms of entertainment don't provide value and don't have their place in our lives, but I think it is apparent that video games are the superior form of entertainment. Thank you again for taking the time to watch this video, and I'll see you in the new year.